Hey everyone. I enjoy this debate that goes on about creationism and evolution.
There is no debate. A debate consists of two or more people in opposition systematically filtering out the most illogical conclusions. If there ever was a debate on this topic, it's long since been settled.
There's so much evidence that creationists they just blow us creationists out of the water, us, God delusional people. And, it's just hilarious because really the truth is, and the Bible even says it, that God has provided ample evidence in everything that is created to prove that He exists.
You bring up evidence. Look, 1 billion people analyzing one book in desperate attempts to prove their insecurely held belief in theism does not constitute as evidence.
And so, you just look around, and it absolutely blows me away. It's mind-boggling to me that there are atheists and evolutionists.
You use scenery as evidence? As if that supports your case? If you're unable to understand why that is not a reason of validity, then you should really start exploring new horizons in logic.
I know why there is. And anyways, the reason why there shouldn't be is because you just look at their theories, look at their assumptions about life, and they're just totally ignorant. It's just stupid theories.
Tell me, what theories does atheism define us as having? You claim that we're ignorant, huh? When it seems that you can't even take the time to understand that which you're accusing.
Trying to convince us that cellular things, chemical things, are able to overcome so many complications, so many problems, to develop so many mechanisms to overcome all the kind of obstacles that are in the way of life existing. The odds of life existing in the universe that we live in are insurmountable. Insurmountable according to the evolutionary theory.
Insurmountable according to evolutionary theory. Really? Tell me where in the New International Version of Evolution does it make such a claim? That aside though, how would you know the odds of life occurring in the universe? How would you go about injecting the figures for that equation? Where would you get the figures from? You would require full understanding of everything in the universe in order to construct such a model. You want my personal opinion? Perhaps you should just avoid reproducing the fallacies that you read on your creationist websites. It would do great things for your respect here on YouTube.
1 trillion, billion, zillion years is going to be enough for evolution to successfully create living creatures in such varieties to overcome so many different obstacles. And you just think about it, you go down to DNA. DNA is information. Where does information, the interpretation of that information, where does that interpretation come from?
Hey, looky here. All you gotta do is search the internet for the answers that you seek. What are genes? Specific sections of DNA carry the instructions to make other molecules, usually proteins. These lengths of DNA are called genes. To interpret the DNA code, the cell first makes a copy of the DNA segment to be read. The copy then travels to another part of the cell where the code is used to assemble a chain of protein subunits. These processes are called transcription and translation. Link will be in the description, numbnuts.
It takes more faith to look at that and to believe that, and it does to believe in God. It really does.
It takes nothing, really, to believe in evolution, other than to learn about it, which you have obviously gone out of your way to avoid. On the other hand, for one to believe that a 2,000-year-old book accurately depicts a magical being creating the world in 6 days, which also begs the question, who was there to observe and record that? But then the individual sincerely believes that this is a path of rational thinking, well that, sir, that requires indoctrination.
It's insane, it's crazy. I'm speechless. It blows me away that people are actually evolutionists and atheists. They're just pure, willful, and it is willful, stupid ignorance.
It is true. We are all very ignorant, especially in light of the vast quantities of information at our disposal. The difference is some of us are actually aware of our ignorance and make no such solidified claims. And when our assumptions are disproved, we will acknowledge this. If this is your definition of willful ignorance, then might I suggest you update your dictionary to one of the modern millennium.
Because I know, and all us Christians know, that you atheists and evolutionists are afraid of God. You hate God because He stands against everything that you love.
I love to learn, and if God is against that, then He is no friend of mine. However, I would not presume to know what God, if any, favors, since every attempted interpretation currently available is a product of man and not God.
We went through college, we got doctorate degrees, and look what we accomplished. Well, compared to God, you are about as ignorant as a slug.
So glad to see you openly mocking education, as if it wasn't evident enough that you had none.
He's way smarter than you, so you don't have anything to boast about, trust me.
Me boasting? I'm not the one claiming that all theists are stupid.
So go on with your happy little delusions, all you atheists and evolutionists, because one day you will be standing before God and you'll be standing there with us Christians, and unfortunately you're going to be on the wrong side of the line.
Hasn't it become entirely overplayed, really? This whole fear of hell bullshit? I don't even believe in the place, and I guarantee I've put more rational thought into the subject than you ever have. Quite frankly, I don't even care if you ever see these subjects from my perspective, but when you make allegations such as the ones in this video addressing atheists like myself in a public place like YouTube, you had best be prepared for some constructive criticism and sometimes outright rebellion from the anti-theists.
All your sin and all your self-righteous pride, and you just love to point the finger, put your little fingers on everybody else in the world because you think that, we're so smart.
Considering the track record of most atheists being deconverted and becoming atheists from a different mindset, indicates that they're willing to change their mind. It indicates that they're willing to go where the evidence takes them. Now, you're unwilling to accept evolution. It's obviously not because of a lack of evidence, but rather your lack of motivation to accept it. I used to be a 9/11 truther. Evidence changed my mind. I used to believe I was Superman and that I could never break a bone. Evidence changed my mind. I used to believe in the Bible as a Christian, but evidence changed my mind. So I ask you sincerely to sit down and think, between the two of us, which one of us is more self-righteous?
It's insane. It's crazy. It just blows me away that evolutionists look at all this stuff and they really think that it just all happened by chance.